How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of milk porter time in the form of Gnarly Barley Brewing's Korova milk porter. Gnarly Barley, never had anything. Why? Because these are a series of New Orleans beers I'm doing. Not all Gnarly Barley stuff, but a box that was sent to me by Corey. Thank you very much, Corey. And this is one I'm in there. A little milk porter. Gnarly Barley. Had one of their beers already. Dug it. Excited to dive into this one. So let's do it. As far as what it says on this can, it says brewed and canned by Gnarly Barley Brewing Company, Hammond, Louisiana. 6.2% alcohol by volume. Korova milk porter. It is a chocolatey Baltic oatmeal milk porter with a smooth coffee finish. And that be that. Label-wise, I actually really freaking like it. Love it. Always been a sucker for the vibrant orange afro, whether it be in the hippie times to modern times to music times. I don't know. Kind of like it. The illusion of, that beautiful female form combined with that, orange afro. Just does it for me. The art design is cool. I dig it. There you go. Words. I'm in the mood for a dark beer. It's been, I shouldn't say it's been a while since I've had a dark beer. I had a banging dark beer the other day. But they're few and far between. I'm not limited to what people send me. Pinky finger. Just north of malted malt ball, south of where I like my coffee to be dissipating real quick, not really all that creamy head. Not limited to what people give me, but a lot of people send me beers and they tend to send me a lot of lighter offerings, hop forward offerings, and sometimes it's hard to get into these darker beers. Even though this is lower ABV, I'm just kind of pumped for it. That head is completely gone at this point. What is left behind is very coal-like kind of vibes in there. Is that a good or a bad thing as far as the head goes? I don't know. You're talking about, milk porter. You're talking about coffee. You're talking about a bunch of stuff going on. It could be the beer itself is just supposed to be like that, but she's dark. She's not the darkest beer in the history of mankind either. Very dark, rich brown. You definitely see through it on a pour. So let's see if we can get a nose on her. Oh, that's nice. A nice creamy, get a nice, not super dark roast, nice roasty, kind of straightforward coffee. Donut style, a little bit north of donut, a little south of dark roast coffee with this tiny dollop of marshmallow fluff in it. That's kind of what I'm getting in there. So that coffee's coming through, coffee vibes. They say coffee finish. It could be just a roasted malt. There could be coffee in it. I'm kind of thinking it's just from the malts. That lactose is definitely coming through. Smells rich. Doesn't smell overly bittering. She smells pretty nice. Now they put on there actually a Baltic oatmeal milk porter. Why is it Baltic? I don't know. You can do Baltic porters. You can do it lager wise. You can do it base wise. Did it lager? I don't think so. Just could be a choice on how they put it. Usually for me, Baltic porters tend to get a little bit higher in ABV, but yeah. Anyway, she smells good. She smells slightly desserty, but nothing too crazy. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. Super chuggable. Infinitely chuggable. It's got this silky kind of mouthfeel to it. I wish it was a little bit more porter-esque. I think the lack of carbonation is where that is kind of jumping the shark a little bit. It's a silky, slightly slick mouthfeel. I want fluffy. I want creamy. Yeah, sure, Baltic porters usually don't go infinitely fluffy. Maybe that's the reason why they call it a Baltic porter. But the mouthfeel is a little bit outside of porter. Again, could be the reason why for the Baltic. You combine that oatmeal in there too, you expect that kind of body to it, and it just doesn't have that. Now, negatives aside, it's super drinkable. You get that nice roasted malt. It's definitely coming off coffee. I wouldn't be surprised if there was coffee in there. That's how much coffee it's coming off. And it's very kind of non-bittering coffee. Is that the lactose at play, kind of putting that bitterness in check? Could be. Or it could just be they're working with a cold pressed coffee or a super non-bittering kind of roasted malt. I don't know. Either way, if you told me there's a little bit of coffee in there, I wouldn't be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But if you told me, no, it's just all malt, I would say, makes sense too. But yeah, infinitely drinkable, super chuggable, none of that kind of metallic astringency I tend to get and I'm very sensitive to with a lot of these darker beers. And just super tasty, super chuggable. And yeah, a nice breakfast beer. Let's put it that way. Yeah, the lack of carbonation is a bummer, but I can oversee it because the beer is that tasty. I just think if this did have a carbonation to it, a decent carbonation to it, I think the body would be that much more full, and I think it would be an absolute home run of a beer, especially at its low ABV. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better milk porters? Let's just go generic. Milk porters that I've had as of late. In the conversation. The lack carbonation kind of does it in from being in the top of the conversation, but it's pretty damn tasty. Value and availability, I don't know, it was sent to me. Maybe somebody can chime in, Corey or somebody like that, can be like, hey man, cost, and this is where you get it. And just say if you like what we like this. If you like those smaller ABV kind of porter stout type beers that really nail the small ABV style, I'm looking at Get Up to Get Down by, who makes that? Creature Comforts, maybe? Could be wrong on that. But there's a couple breweries that really nail. The Birdsong does one. The Veil does a lot of them. It's not robust as some of the Veil ones, but the ones that do that slower ABV dark porter / stout kind of beer really well. If you're into those kind of beers, you really like this because that's where this lands. It's you know, when you get to that lower ABV, it's really hard to impart balanced impact. Usually it's kind of one note or something like that. Even with the lack of carbonation, this really comes off pretty tasty. So if you're into those kind of beers, this is definitely worth picking up. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, didn't, anywhere in between, down there, Words and Stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive Beers, all 4 of those places if you want to check this dude out anywhere else. And there you go. Another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice oatmeal Baltic milk porter right now, and hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.